second
Yeah,
year.
sure did. Amazing how that home crowd does that for you.
Looking at the film, see anything different from your impressions after the game?
No, not really. Again, there's a whole lot more that you liked than you didn't. But again, it's just a lack of consistency. What we need to, the type of level we need to play. All starting in the run game, and everybody kind of took their turn, whether it's a linebacker or a D end or 3 technique or a box safety. So we just got to work on getting consistent and getting our guys to play with the discipline that it takes, and putting our eyes in the right place and playing with technique and getting lined up in the correct spots. And a lot of times that's 2 or 3 inches away from where they are. So it's coming though, and again, a number of times in the game, our guys show the propensity to do what they're supposed to do, and just again, you got to do it every single down. And whether you're a 1, 2, or 3, you got to come in, you got to be able to execute. But our guys played with effort, and there were a lot of encouraging, positive things. Got a bunch of guys on the field and experienced, and showed a little bit of depth at some spots, and again, certain situations, our guys played really well. 27 of the 40 rushing attempts, were 4 yards or less. So that's, again, they show they can do it. So to me, if you show you can do it once, you ought to be able to do it over and over and over. So it's not a lack of talent. And again, that's our job and responsibility as coaches to get our guys to play at a consistent level every single down. And so our guys got to be focused and have the intensity, though, that it takes, and the focus that it takes. And again, along with that, again, the discipline. I keep saying that, but it's so simple. It's such a simple concept, yet sometimes guys try to do too much, and at the end of the day, you hurt yourself.
Can you talk about your impressions of Stefan Anthony now that you've seen him in 2 game situations as well as all the practice?
I'm a guy that always kind of looks at the negative first. We missed a big tackle. He had to hit the guy in the backfield. Should have been a tackle for loss, and a nice fill on his behalf. And in the long run was him and another guy that just a young guy out there making a mistake. But other than that, been really pleased. He's really maturing, and that maturation process it's different for everybody. And to me, the light's gone on for him. He's more and more comfortable every day with what we're doing, and he looks like he's playing with sureness, and made a great play on the 1 interception, and was stepping underneath another one on another shorter throw that got batted down, and just he's really mature, and I expect him to continue to make these huge leaps as we continue to play.
He's always been really regarded when they recruited him here. Do you see the it kind of factor with that guy, and you put him in that category?
He's mature, he's intelligent, he's got a great desire to be a great player, and he has the willingness to work for it. He doesn't have an overinflated opinion of his ability and where he's at. Very easy to coach, and he's his own worst critic. So he's got a lot of the intangibles that the it guy has, and but he's got a high level of talent and ability as well. He just needs to continue to play, and there will be failures along the way that he's one of those guys that will learn from it and improve from it.
Is there anything that we could see this week personnel-wise that would be different, just to try something different?
What do you want us to try different? I don't know. What are you fishing at?
I just didn't know if any changes in the depth chart, or anybody maybe in a new position, or.
I haven't thought of it that way. Let me think. No, there isn't. We got to get good at who we are and what we're doing now, and get our guys comfortable, with what we're doing, and again, instead of getting, we're too inconsistent as it is. So I think they just need to continue to gain experience, and it's a long season. That's usually very typical of most teams, and particularly one where you don't have as much returning experience. You got a bunch of some new guys that haven't played as much, and again, a lot of times the improvement that we see isn't necessarily apparent. But we're going to continue to try to sharpen the things that we're doing and getting guys again to improve where they're at.
Are there 2 or 3 younger guys that have shown you that maybe they need more playing time?
I think the young guys that are playing, there's a bunch of them, have all shown those signs. Josh Watson really improved from week 1 to week 2. Some of his aggressiveness. Deshaun Williams rather did the same thing. Stefan made another leap of improvement. Travis Blanks was all over the place. God, that guy's good. And trying to think, DJ Reader played 20+ snaps and really did a nice job. And that's a hard position to play right away. So his fundamentals and technique aren't necessarily second nature yet. And when those come along, the more he plays, I think he has a chance to really be a strong player for us.
What has Travis shown you to impress you in his first 2 weeks of being there?
Just his attitude. He's not afraid. So many times guys play at a young age and they're afraid to make mistakes. He's just sure of himself. He's confident in what we're asking him to do. He's always asking the right questions, whether it's in the meetings before the game or certainly during the game itself. He immediately understands when he messes something up. You can coach him hard. He just plays at a very fast, level, and he's physical. He's incredibly competitive. For again a long, wiry, quote-unquote skinny guy, he is a physical guy. He uses his hands well. He's got great instincts, good feel for the game, and he's got so much to get better at still.
You talk about the need to play more disciplined and more consistent. Mm-hmm. How much emphasis or how important is this week then, knowing right around the corner is Florida State? Are you not thinking about that?
Yeah,
but how much do you need to see that improvement this week, knowing what lies ahead?
I think it's important. I mean, that you continue to improve. The competition is only going to continue to improve as well, and we got to get better. Let's face it, we can't let people run the ball at 5 and 6 yards a clip and think we're going to be any good. It just doesn't work that way. And you're playing behind the chains. You can't be as aggressive. There are no magical calls. You have to play good fundamentals, good technique, good gap integrity, good discipline, being physical, have good eyes to play in any situation, in any call, in any defense, at any position. So, and there's many times that we are doing those things, and again, it's those, X number of plays where they're gonna find the gap, they're gonna find their guy, they're gonna expose you. So our guys have a great, a solid understanding of that, and again, you have to go and you have to practice with that purpose every day, and it has to become second nature to you. You have to really be intense and focused and practice in order for it to show up on the field.
You have a harder time getting the guys intense and focused this week?
No. I think we have a mature group of guys that also are intelligent, and they see the corrections that need to be made, and it doesn't happen by osmosis. I just believe that it isn't falling on deaf ears, and they recognize that regardless of who you play, whether it's the scout team or it's Ball State or it's the Pittsburgh Steelers, if you're not doing things right before the ball's ever snapped, whether that's an alignment, whether that's where my eyes belong, whether that's getting my eyes on my key, playing with proper pad level, proper gap control. If I'm supposed to go from the B gap to the A gap, if I don't do those things, we're going to have issues. And so I think our guys are intelligent enough and smart enough to understand that, and that again, that if you want to have an opportunity to be an elite team, you want to have an opportunity to compete for a championship, you have to continue to make improvement, and certainly we do. We've got a long way to go, but again, I saw a variety of areas where we did improve from week 1 to week 2, and don't expect it to all happen overnight, although you want it to. You know, you can't ever be satisfied, whether that's a player or certainly as a coach, and certainly there's nothing to be satisfied right now. People are running it for 200 yards plus on you.
How many blitz calls did you guys have?
I don't know.
You don't keep track? No?
No.
Did you do many at all in the first game?
I don't know. We did some. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not many, but yeah, we did.
I'll start
So,
keeping track for you.
well, okay. You can tell I really don't care, though. You know, you can't, it's hard to pressure with any kind of consistency if you can't. You have to, again, you got to be able to, you don't blitz the run game until you can stop the run game out of base. And so you got to, again, that's how you got to build your defense, and at least that's how we're going to. We're not going to feel like we got to run an all-out blitz to stop a zone play. You know, the zone play is not a trick play, and it takes, again, all those things I just said to stop it. And I'm not going to say, all right, you can run all kinds of slants and blitzes, and I can smoke them, and it'll be a lot of yardage. That's not how you're going to get better as a football team, and to build our defense. You know, the best defenses around control the line of scrimmage with 4. And you play physical with your front 7, and you can play coverage, you can pressure, you got all kinds of flexibility. And so we got to get good at the foundation of our defense and with our base before we do anything from there.
So the nature of difficulty, the times you've struggled in the run game, more reflection of guys carrying out what they're supposed to do as opposed to them knowing what to do. You feel like they know what they're doing right now?
Well, they act like they do after it happens, and no, I'm just you know, you have to maybe ask them, but yeah, I don't think it's I don't think it's one of those. It's the discipline, man. It's like, man, but I thought, you know, they come back and I thought, or again, they're lined up that much too wide, and they're at a poor entry angle into the box, and they have now they can't tackle as well. They need the hips in front of the ball. Just little things. And again, when you're this last week and people kind of going at a higher pace, it forces you to think faster, to communicate faster, to line up faster. And you know, the longest run, we got guys trying to communicate just prior to the snap on something they shouldn't have been communicating about. And the first, it didn't matter, and they recognize that now. And so. Sometimes, again, guys try to do too much, and you just got to worry about your job, and that's as simple as it gets. It really is. So, you know, again, we had less mental errors, we had less missed tackles. Those are, you know, amongst other things, reasons to believe that you're making some improvement. And but you got to continue. There's still a lot more improvement, obviously, to continue to make.
Anything else?